Todd Phillips at the premiere, at the most recent premiere of the movie, of course, people are going to ask, is there going to be a third one? Are you done with this? And he said, oh, yeah, I think I'm done with DC after this.
No, it's not really where this movie's headed for me. This is, I feel like my time in the DC sort of universe was these two films.
He said that, and that came out on like Monday. And then yesterday, movie websites on Twitter decided to repost that quote where he says, I'm done with DC. And then everybody was jumping on it. And I'm like going, wait a minute. Why are movie Twitter handles reposting that quote that already came out on Monday talking about he's done with DC? Oh, it's because the hate train, choo-choo, choo-choo, is in full motion right now. Joker. I always say it wrong. Joker. I just say Joker too. Cheers. All right. Oh boy. So going into Joker 2, I mean, obviously, like when everything leading up to it, it was just kind of interesting. Obviously, this is when it was first announced, I was like, why does this actually need to be a thing? It should be a one-off. The story was great. The first Joker was great. It was all great. Won Academy Awards, $1 billion, R-rated. It just was like, why even touch it? But naturally, in the world of where we are now, and the fact that when a movie does $1 billion, hey, guess what? The studio wants another one. And Todd Phillips was like, all right, I guess we're going to do another one. And he decided, hey, I'm going to try to make it a musical. And as soon as I heard that, and a lot of us kind of got intrigued by it. Like, really? It's going to be a musical? Lady Gaga is going to be Harley Quinn? All right. So it was interesting. But of course, leading up to it, it was just kind of, it just felt like the marketing was missing. Things were missing when it came to it. The hype just wasn't there as maybe like when it came to the first one or even other movies. And it's kind of crazy too, because coming off of last week with Megalopolis and that being like this ambitious movie that Francis Ford Coppola did, you guys saw my review, you heard my review, I talked about it, and I thought, even though I didn't fully like the movie all that much and didn't fully understand that movie, I still dug the fact of the artistry of what Francis Ford Coppola was trying to give us. And at the same time, I'm like, I appreciated that movie and really enjoyed certain aspects of that. So going into Joker 2, I was just like, all right, let's see what happens, because, I've even talked to people who saw it. And I was just like, I try to go into it as fresh-minded, not try to be like, get on any hate train or anything like that. I found myself like halfway through the movie going, when am I supposed to start hating this? Huh? I'm supposed to start hating this right now? What are we doing? Like, what? I mean, I literally like I had that thought to myself, like about halfway through the movie going, I thought I should be rolling my eyes and being like, what the hell am I watching here? And I wasn't feeling that way. That's what was so, I was like going, wait a minute, what are we doing? And then of course, when it gets to the final act, because we keep hearing about this crazy ending and like this controversial ending. And when I saw it, I was like, oh. And then I went, oh. And it kind of sat with me a little bit. If you saw my first reaction review, I was just like, yeah, this is kind of sitting with me a little bit here, because with Todd Phillips, did he want to do a Joker 2? Probably not. He probably didn't, but of course, you get a bag of money sent to you, or they sign a check that has a couple more zeros on it than the first time around. You kind of go, well, I guess I got to do something, and I got to do something different. And for anybody who thinks that he's doing like a Hangover to Hangover 2, that's not what is happening here. So when it comes to the musical element of the movie, yeah, does it all need to be there? No. Does it bother me? No. It does not bother me. Like I thought, I was like, oh boy, how's it going to be? Is it going to really be like over the top? It may be like with certain times where it's like, okay, maybe it just didn't need to go that far. And I get that people, and I think that's what people have a main issue with, is the fact of the musical aspect, because musicals aren't welcomed all that much when it comes to cinema. It's not overbearing, and it's not like the biggest part of the movie. It's not the biggest part of the movie. To the point where even if they didn't have the musical elements, the movie wouldn't suffer really at all. It doesn't like break down or anything. And, like some of it could have not have been there. And I totally think that, yeah, there's some elements that maybe didn't need to be in there. Because sometimes it just kind of, oh, we're into a musical element and then we're out of it. And I'm like, yeah, maybe that didn't need to go that far. But at the same time, I'm looking at the initial story, and people were also saying that, oh, this is just like a full-on epilogue to the first Joker movie. And I agree with that. And I respect that that's the case, that it is kind of just like an epilogue to the first one. And the whole court part of the movie, the fact that he's on trial for what happened in the first one, those are the best elements of the movie. They are. I'm pretty sure that Todd Phillips is trying to make the judge look like Martin Scorsese. I'm just saying. And then of course the controversy of like where Arthur Fleck goes with his character, that's where a lot of people are just kind of going like, Todd Phillips was like, yeah, I know people are going to expect me to go this way, I'm going to go this way. And I respect it. I absolutely do respect what Todd Phillips is doing. I don't think he was just like, oh shit, well, they're paying me money, so I better do a sequel. Some people are just kind of saying like that's what he was doing. Like he just like was like whatever, and he's shitting on the first one and blah blah blah. And I'm like, what the fuck? That's what I can't understand when I see. I mean, there are people out there. Now I'm getting into the ranty part of the reaction to this, because my initial review is I liked it. Did I love it? No. Is it better than the first one? No, absolutely not. But I actually enjoyed it. And I was like going, wow, okay, here we go. I was like, again, like I said, halfway through, I'm like, I think, am I supposed to be hating this movie? It's shot very well. The score is still awesome. The performances are awesome. But the reaction, I tell you what. Oh, the reaction. I've seen people say it's the worst movie of the year. The hyperbole is just absolutely crazy. The worst movie of the year. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Again, somebody didn't see Madam Web. Did somehow the movie of Joker 2 like kick somebody's dog? I mean, like somehow the movie itself, the reel was walking around. Reels of the movie were walking around and just kicking people's dogs, ding dong ditching or something like that. I mean, I've seen people, taking pictures of themselves, like being sad or angry or flipping off the poster and everything. And I'm like, what the hell, everybody? It is not that serious. It really is not that serious. There's like an article that says like pretty much that Joker 2 is basically saying fuck you to fans. And I was just like, no, I think Joker 2 is just trying to tell a story that Todd Phillips wanted to tell. And of course, it's incorporating comic book characters. But again, I'm like, oh, yeah, we're in the comic book space. So it is going to be one of those reactions, I guess. But yeah, just seeing the reaction. I mean, I saw somebody said that that it was crushingly disappointing. And I was going, wait a minute, you were tweeting out that you were not hyped for the movie and even going, yeah, this movie's not going to be good and everything like that. But you were crushed by how disappointed you were? What the fuck is that? I mean, like, you were already going into this movie going, oh, this is going to suck. How are you crushed by how disappointed you are? There's a lot of hyperbole out there, I think. A lot of hyperbole. This is what September and October is all about when it comes to movies. Let's have these types of movies where everybody's just like losing their minds. And I'm just like absorbing it. Even if I'm not sitting here going like, it's the best movie ever. No, it's definitely not. It's got its flaws. It's got its things. But again, I'm like, this movie is very much, it's shot well, acted well. And I thought the pacing was done very well too. So Todd Phillips at the most recent premiere of the movie, he said that because everybody was of course people are going to ask, is there going to be a third one? Are you done with this? And he said, oh yeah, I think I'm done with DC after this. And he said that, and that came out on like Monday. And then yesterday, movie websites on Twitter decided to repost that quote where he says, I'm done with DC. And then everybody was jumping on it. And I'm like going, wait a minute, why are movie Twitter handles reposting that quote that already came out on Monday talking about he's done with DC? Oh, it's because the hate train, choo-choo, choo-choo, is in full motion right now. The hate train is going crazy right now. So let's repost this because everybody's talking about, how shit this movie is. So let's talk about how Todd Phillips is like saying that he's done with DC. And yeah, it got way more engagement, which I get it. Hey, that's social media for you right there. You want the engagement? Post it. Post the quote again. And it was going all over the place. And I'm just like, there you go. If you watch the movie, you can understand that Todd Phillips was going into this one like, yeah, one more and then that's it. He wanted to challenge himself. He wanted to do something different with these characters that has never been seen before. And there's not going to be another comic book movie like this. Just like the first Joker, not going to be another comic book that looks and sounds like this. For sure. And he wanted to do a little mic drop, and he was like, oh, this is going to be divisive. And he did. He dropped the mic, and now he's out, and maybe he's going to make a comedy again. I don't know what Todd Phillips is going to do, but I respect Todd Phillips for just going, fuck it. I'm going to do it like this. And there we go. So cheers to Todd Phillips. Good job, buddy.